another that we're going to do that.
Barnes was not sure how many more claimants were made unpaid, but the Foreign Claims Settlement Commission website shows more than 3,000 had applied. Speaker Barnes says after hearing from hundreds of families, she's asked Guam's congressional delegate to push legislation that would reopen the World War II Loyalty Recognition Act to a new batch of claims.
We did send a letter out to our Congressman Mike Nicholas on June 22nd, 2020, asking if he could give consideration to reopen the timeline for these survivors who did not get that chance for one reason or another. And it's just been unfortunate that Congressman has not officially replied to my letter.
Barnes says she started a petition drive that generated more than 700 signatures that were attached to that letter. Now, to commemorate the 76th liberation of our island, a wreath-laying ceremony was held this morning at the War in the Pacific National Historic Park at the Asan Bay Overlook Memorial Wall. That wall features a collection of names etched in granite of the people of Guam that died or suffered atrocities during the war years locally, American servicemen who died defending the island in 1941 and 1942, and those who liberated the island, of course, in 1944. Attending the very solemn ceremony were Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, and distinguished guests. War survivor Irene Perez Polk-Scambalori was also in attendance and shared a very touching story of her own. Well, the village of Agana Heights, where my grandparents are from, honored their war survivors in celebration of Guam's 76th liberation by dedicating their village stage to war survivors. The stage was decorated for photo opportunities and a memorial. All Agana Heights war survivors were given a Guam flag face mask, gloves, a Guam hand flag, and an American hand flag. Celebrating liberation today were war survivors and siblings, with 93-year-old Lucia Lula Garcia McDonald and 95-year-old Jose Estacio Garcia, otherwise known as Pilling. Got a special place in my heart for Agana Heights, so great job by the mayor's office there. Wonderful community. Well, the reopening of local tourism industry on island is on indefinite hold, but the airport says it will be ready when visitors do return. The Guam International Airport Authority is planning a stakeholder and media facility tour tomorrow to showcase new safety procedures. Here's Airport Executive Manager John Kanata.
So what we're trying to do in partnership with GBB, the airlines, the tour agents, tour guides, is we're trying to do a what we call a end-to-end experience for folks that are departing the airport and passengers that are arriving from the airport. So we want to bring them and show them the experience and what the airport has done to provide a safe and secure environment for people that are departing and arriving.
The tour will cover the roles of all the different entities operating at the airport, to include the airlines, Guam Customs, CBP, TSA, Public Health, and even the National Guard.
So all those entities play a factor in how we process our passengers and receive our passengers coming into Guam.
Meanwhile, completion of a new level for arriving passengers has been pushed back again. It was supposed to be ready by August, but Kanata says that COVID has delayed that.
The construction manager is trying to get a handle on exactly what timelines we have for that third floor project is complete. We do have projected start date of October 31st for half of the project to be open so that we can be using it for our passengers that are coming in.
TSA regulations required the airport to separate arriving non-TSA screened passengers from departing passengers in the airport concourse. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And also tonight, the Fanogi Coalition announced a delegate and new senatorial candidate forum to be held online next month. A press release states that the coalition stated it hopes that elected leaders of Guam be knowledgeable about, engage, and seriously interact in changing Guam's political status and pursuing just redress for the Chamorro people. Member Dewey Huffer says it's also about correcting misinformation.
What this is basically us trying to get the rest of the our politicians and our lawmakers kind of on board, and also get their opinions as to what their stance is on Chamorro self-determination. And then if they have any questions or, then we would be able to help them and kind of navigate their way through what self-determination and decolonization is.
The 37 community organizations that make up the group stated in a press release that the Congressional Delegate Forum is slated for August 5th, with the non-incumbent senatorial candidate forum on August 6th, and both will be hosted on their Facebook page. We've got a link on our website to that if you would like to book a viewing of that live stream. Candidates have 1 week to confirm their participation. Well, please do stay tuned. There is much more coming up on Primetime right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years,
Cabal's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back to Primetime on this Liberation Day, everybody. 38-year-old Sean R. Sanchez in crime news was charged with third-degree felony drug possession, a count of vehicle without an ID, and a notice of commission of a felony while on pretrial release. On the morning of July 19th, GPD officers up in Dedido spotted Sanchez's vehicle parked in a handicapped parking spot without a placard. As it took off, officers pulled him over and found the license plate number did not match. When they requested documentation, Sanchez said he had none and denied knowing the car had an incorrect plate. He consented to a search, and according to court documents, a sock found in a black bag contained an improvised glass pipe with brown residue. It also contained a resealable plastic baggie with a white powdery substance. Sanchez admitted he owned the black bag, but not the contraband. Upon his arrest, he had been on pretrial release in a case involving drug possession and assault on a peace officer. Elsewhere on island, 21-year-old Tong Hyun Kim was arrested and charged also with drug possession. Court documents state that Kim was pulled over by police also on July the 19th for expired registration. Police noted he appeared nervous during the stop. He allegedly told Guam's Finest he forgot his driver's license at home and that the vehicle belonged to a friend of his. During a search of the vehicle, police found a bag containing suspected meth inside Kim's cup holder. He was also found to have a warrant of arrest out on him during that arrest. Well, it was quite the wild weekend up here in Dedido as police officers had to use a taser device to subdue a 32-year-old man on Saturday. Joseph Joaquin Palomo is accused of damaging several cars along Tranquilo Court with a machete. When police arrived, he was belligerent and combative towards officers, assaulting one of them. That officer had to use his taser to bring Palomo under control. He was arrested on multiple charges, including assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief. He was booked and confined. Let's turn our eye now to regional headlines as we examine contact tracing efforts up in the CNMI. Our Tomas Manglona sat down recently with public health experts who explain a concerted effort to contain COVID-19 and other diseases is underway. Here's more.
The CNMI Hospital's Chief Operations Officer Subroto Banerjee says the Northern Marianas has about 8 contact tracers who serve as one of the first lines of response to COVID-19.
Their role is to help identify additional suspects, additional individuals who may have been exposed by the PUI, and to conduct a series of investigation questionnaires determining risk factors and their risk of exposure.
That fieldwork is an extension of main operations at the Saipan Hospital. When the first diagnosis happened for the island of Tinian, they activated their health center staff. But the role of contact tracers isn't new.
So we have had those sorts of services and activities through other programs such as tuberculosis control, STD control, and other communicable disease activities.
The current crisis has allowed for that work to evolve to encompass issues beyond the pandemic.
And utilize COVID resources to create what we're referring to now as an all hazards contact investigation team. So the CHCC approach moving forward is not going to be stovepiped, it's going to be an integrated approach. So this team will evolve and be able to be multidisciplinary.
He says tracers not only identify contacts, but also interview and conduct observations on where they live. He says confidentiality is key.
Not everybody wants to give information readily or right away, so it takes some time to be able to get information out to avoid stigma and any concerns that the individual may have by sharing information. So building that trust is another training we give, but it's also something that's learned.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglona.
All right, thanks so much, Tomas. And we stay up north now as the Saipan Chamber of Commerce is conducting its own survey of the impact of COVID-19 on businesses throughout the Commonwealth. According to an analysis, this information will help us start taking experiences to current government partners. Now, Monday was the last day, you should know, to complete the 10-question survey. It also aims to gauge future outlook if there are no changes in the NMI's current economic landscape. The release also stated they appreciate the stories and experiences as they advocate on behalf of the private sector. Well, Nissan Guam topped all others in the automakers group in a global employee poll of the best place to work. Company President Van Shelley says one of the reasons behind the top satisfaction rating is their philosophy that workers are part of the family and that if they don't take care of them, how can they take care of customers? 100%.
So I would say, as an example, when the governor shut down Guam on the 20th of March, I sent a letter out to all of the employees. This is before PPP or before anything else. I sent a letter out telling everyone that they would not be laid off and that all of our employees were paid their average pay over the previous 6 months for the entire time we were shut down and closed. No one, I said, I don't want you to worry about putting food on the table or taking care of your family. I said, that's part of considering you part of our family, and you don't cut and run at the first time of trouble. And I think it's that type of attitude that we've had as far as caring for and being concerned about our employees.
Well, Van's a friend of the show, and he's a good guy. He's a man of his word. Nissan Guam says it surpassed benchmarks for employee engagement and enablement among all Nissan companies. Its scores were significantly higher than both global and North American region results. Congratulations once again to Van and his staff. Well, this morning, a small ceremony was held for Guam Air National Guard's first female Chief Master Sergeant, Melanie Manglona. Addressing those present, she said, "Thank you to my leaders, past and present, for never giving up on me. To my parents, this milestone is about you as much as me. To my children," she wrote, "you're the strength that keeps me pushing every day. To my husband, thank you for always loving me and standing by me." Manglona was pinned by Governor Lou Leon-Guerrero and Adjutant General Esther Agigi, and her husband, Guam Army National Guard Captain Napu Manglona. She joined the Guam Air National Guard in 1999 and currently serves as superintendent of the 254th Forward Support Squadron. Congratulations. Very, very well deserved. Well, coming up, Joan Uggan-Charfus will tell you about Maddie Martinez and being a perfect match for a patient in Hawaii. A touching story is coming up, so please don't change that channel.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más. King's welcomes you back with our King's Time value menus, full of great deals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We hope to see your family soon at King's.
For the Love of Burgers is back with 6 of our most popular burgers, each for just $9.99 for a limited time at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
Take the party home with our new Get It To Go menu. Combo specials and kids meals, pizza, wings, and more. Now available for carryout at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Want a real taste of New York? The Big New Yorker is back with a big, bold taste and a sweet marinara sauce on a crust that's 30% larger than our large. Handmade to perfection. It's just $9.99 per carryout. The Big New Yorker, only at your island Pizza Hut.
My child, Ekongo, listen. The winds are singing. The ocean is roaring. And the trees are dancing. Our island is moving once again. In Afamolik, our unity has carried us through the stillness of today. And now, the spirit of Hafaday is yearning for our friends to come home.
Nana, is it time to bring all our friends back now?
Hungen, yes. It's time for the world to give us a moment together.
Welcome back on this very special Liberation Day episode of Primetime, everybody. Well, the gift of life is a precious one that most of us over the course of our lifetimes will never be able to give. Now, one local kindergarten teacher is preparing to travel to the Aloha State of Hawaii this week, hoping to help a female patient in need. As our Joan Ogun-Charfers reports, because of the Drive for Justice held way back in 2003, Maddie Martinez has found to be the perfect match.
It was back in 2003 when Drive for Justice was held. It was the first ever bone marrow drive on Guam, all to help 5-year-old Justice Taidagui, who was battling leukemia. And although she would succumb to the disease, her legacy lives on, with thousands of Pacific Islanders now on the National Bone Marrow Registry, who could help save other lives. Among those thousands are Maddie Martinez and her husband, Sean.
We decided to join the drive because we just had our son, and then we said, we just never know, like if our son will be sick or whatever, that we could be in that same shoe, and I don't think we would ever want to experience that.
Fast forward 17 years later, the 37-year-old kindergarten teacher at St. Francis Catholic School is preparing to head out to Hawaii this week to donate stem cells for a female patient after being notified she was a match.
I get that call. My mom got the call. It was her number that was there. And so that freaked her out, and then I ended up calling back, and then we got the email and everything was just put into play. For me, it was already instant, but of course I had to like talk to my husband and talk to my son, and they immediately knew that no matter what they would say, like I was gonna do it.
According to Maddie, she was supposed to leave sometime during the first week of August, but the flight was moved up, with her and her husband leaving Thursday. However, this is not the first time she received such a call. It was back in March. She was told she was a match for a patient.
We were just like, oh my gosh, and of course I prayed and I prayed and I spoke to Father Felix, and I was just like, I was scared, but then at the same time I was like, I lost my niece and my godson, and so I felt that was the driving, like I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna do it. Like, tell me what more do I need to do to say yes?
She was committed, doing daily lab work to get the process going, and then it just stopped, and she took it hard.
I thought it was something wrong with me, and so we literally asked my doctors, what were the results, like could we get it? And there was nothing wrong on my end. It was just, we got the email that it was on the patient's end. So I cried, I prayed, and I prayed for the person.
With this match, Maddie got the call towards the end of May, and the process was moving quicker, but she was ready. The morning after arriving in Hawaii, she immediately begins the 5-day procedure.
I have to take that whole mental, and say, okay, I'm gonna be okay. This is gonna save someone probably in the future. And it's just been amazing, scary but amazing.
In preparing for everything, Maddie says she has had amazing assistance from Dr. Tom Shea and his staff. Asked her what she would say to those to encourage people to take advantage of such an opportunity and donate. She says, do it.
Make the effort to do it, because honestly, I never, I did it to try to help save justice. And you just never know. I mean, look at where I am now. Like now there's that hope that I could give the individual another chance at life.
Maddie says she has been abundantly blessed with love and support from family, friends, and her St. Francis team.
I have a friend, Ruth. She did it, and she has called me and spoken to me, and she's amazingly strong, and she's just like, you'll be okay, Maddie. And she's guiding me, and so of course everything is just mentally. So I have faith. My faith is bigger than my fears, and although I'm very nervous to do it because I'm scared of needles, it's just do it. Have the courage to do it. Have the courage to save someone, and the rest is all in God's hands.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfres.
It's our network that has enabled the digital society that we all work, study, and live in every day. In Guam and the CNMI, the network connects us to vital services like hospitals and emergency care. Through it, we disseminate vital information that keeps you up to date. I'd like you to all know that we're totally committed to the network, and especially in trying times like these, we are all better together.
Tomorrow is built on what we do today. And today, we can respond to the 2020 Census of Guam. Our responses will influence the federal support our island receives and the community programs we need for the next 10 years and beyond. Respond today over the telephone, in person at home, or at your village census center, because tomorrow is counting on us today.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order as safely as we can.
All right, it's time for your special Liberation Day birthday shoutouts. All right, my friends, we cannot say this enough. Happy Liberation Day to one and all on this July 21st. And happy birthday to tonight's celebrants, led off by Celine Pinzon Quito. Happy birthday, Celine, from your families in God's country, all the way down in Talafofo. Happy Liberation to our friends in Talafofo. King Smith celebrates a birthday today, and quite simply and quite succinctly, happy birthday, Dad. That's a great shout out. Xavier Jose Charper celebrates birthday number 15 today, and we love and miss you. Say Dad, Joan, Rachia, Ira, Nana, and Papa. And happy birthday to John LaRue. Happy birthday, John, a thoughtful husband, a caring dad, a loving grandfather. We love you. Enjoy your birthday and Liberation Day. Hugs and butterfly kisses from all of your family. That is an awesome group of birthday celebrants today, and we hope you and all your family have wonderful Liberation Days, and we hope you have fantastic, fantastic birthdays. Click on KUAM.com and click on birthdays if you would like to register someone for the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Absolutely free. And tell you what's free. Love is free. It has to be earned, just like respect, but it is free. And there was so much love today in our virtual Liberation Parade. All the village mayor's offices did an absolutely amazing job. And you know what? Santa Rita always does really, really well in the float competition. We did not have, obviously, floats this year and everything, but Santa Rita, Mayor Dale Alvarez, absolutely fantastic job with your video. All the mayors did outstanding jobs, but Pete Anderson in the back is from Santa Rita too, so he wanted to give a shout out to all the good people of Santa Rita and all the mayor's offices. You all did so well. If you want to watch the very first KUM virtual parade, go check it out. It's on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Thank you so much. Happy Liberation Day, everybody. Viva Liberation. Please be safe and be excellent to each other. We'll see you next time.
Schools around the nation are trying to rearrange their sports schedules for the upcoming school year. Collegiate athletes are